find your lack of faith disturbing.
Gotcha!
SmashMouth Footballerz.
We got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call
Introducing.
They know what it is. Soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call
Puff Daddy, elevator exit specialist.
Aaron Hernandez, hangman champion.
who don't understand. Yeah, so
Stephen Patton, lead instructor. Darren Sharper's sex education.
lies. Yeah, they know it's true. They could
Henry Ruggs, Sinlaw Driving Academy.
my soul, still I got a lot to prove.
KJ, Arcadia High School.
Shadowak, Air Force 02 to 08, Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Dennie, 8th grade dropout. Jeremy Tate, Church of Scientology.
Caldero, Gießen American High School, Germany, running back and defensive back. Holla.
Nick Mahfouz, Marksville Middle Prison Preparatory Academy.
Welcome to SmashMouth Footballerz. I'm Nic Tate.
Joe Caldero.
And the Shadowak.
So, you guys have tuned in several times. We've made these offers. We're going to give away these jerseys. So, starting today, we're going to make this selection on this video about for our Marvin Mims jersey. We are at 351 subscribers. So we have actually taken the time out today. This is a official Marvin Mims jersey, signed and authenticated. Is that who's the authenticator? Is it Beckett or is it JVC? Who is it?
It's a Beckett.
It's a Beckett. So you can actually, that one actually has one you can screenshot on your phone, and it will actually show you the identifier, and that is a real signature.
Yeah. It's out of the frame because you guys will be getting, or you will be getting, a new frame.
Yeah, whoever we get today it'll be a brand new frame sent to your house. It is a light up frame, and then you'll be able to put that jersey in that frame.
Yep.
So we're going to start that off real quick. We've taken the time to actually cut everybody's name up into little pieces of paper. We ordered a tumbler. We're waiting for it to get here.
Yeah, it's like 10:40 something right now. We got here at 9 o'clock, like shredding paper, writing 351 individual names, like a bunch of dolphin babies. But so this is fair. We are going to pull this. We will be giving this away. So good luck, everyone. All right, so subscriber, Infinite Ways. Of all the ways, you won the jersey, so congratulations.
All right, so we'll send you a message, and then we're going to give you an email address to send us to that information, and we're going to actually give you that same email address for you guys out there who want to be shout out on our show. It's going to be smashmouth1footballerz@gmail.com.
Yeah, please send us some. We'd love to talk to you. Give us, maybe y'all got some advice y'all can give us right now, because after our draft, I'm looking at everything in our Dynasty League, and oh God, it's funny when you go over your draft and you review everything, like the players you had token, and I see a couple I missed out, so please talk to us.
All right, so today's episode, we're going to talk about some highlights that's happening in the NFL currently, and then we're going to go over a couple of rounds in our Dynasty Draft and kind of discuss how we feel about those picks. So let's start off with what's going on in the NFL currently. How you guys feel about Brandon Ayuk?
I thought there was going to be a deal done.
You actually thought he was going to leave?
I thought he was going to go. I thought the Patriots were going to pay because they don't have anything, and he's young enough. I thought whenever it was all coming together that Monday and Tuesday, I was like, oh, I think this is going to get done. I really did. Like, because the 49ers are so loaded, and the Patriots don't have Polk. Like, can we name anybody other than that over there that's really going to do anything?
No, and Polk's a rookie.
And he's a rookie, yeah. And he's their third receiver. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this might get done. And I thought there was a little history there between the coaching staff of New England and Ayuk. But regardless, it didn't get done. And
man, he looked like he was excited to go to the Steelers when they were offering.
I feel like both sides were just flexing. There were so many different things involved in it in the trade. The 49ers had to approve of teams. The 49ers had to approve of all kind of stuff. And Ayuk was he was showing the league that he was in high demand, which he is.
Yeah.
And the 49ers were saying, you may be in high demand, but we still have the rights to you, and everybody's going to have to follow these certain rules in order to get you. So it was both sides playing each other. I'm sure a lot of feelings were involved, but money tends to make that all go away.
He's going to be gone next year, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He's done. He's done with that.
Yeah.
And
you think so?
Yeah, I
you think
so.
it's just going to be a 1-year deal?
Oh, well, he's playing this last year. It's like, and then that's it. He's gone. The man knows his worth.
All right, so let's move on. CeeDee Lamb, what you think about that one?
I can't. What is Dallas doing? This is.
I don't know if they're trying to piss off everybody or what.
Is Jerry Jones just senile now? Is he just like he?
I think he caught a case of the Bidens.
He just. What is this happening? Like he came out on video. We're not in a rush to get this done.
Season starts in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and he's probably the best reason. He's the only. He's what you have over there. Him and Ferguson, like that's what you have over there. And see, like on X, CeeDee Lamb posted the video and just put LOL above it. So he's not happy about it. He's not practicing.
You think he was just laughing to laugh, or
no? He wants. This is a 5th-year option. He wants to get paid, and the man deserves it.
What you think, Joe?
He's done nothing but show him his value. I mean, why would you not take care of the guy?
I don't know, man.
So the Cowboys used to be a team that would take care of their valuable players, and I don't know what happened. Maybe Jerry Jones got too involved in the situation. I don't know.
He was always the one that did it. I think Stephen Jones is probably the one behind all this now. That's what's changed.
You have teams that used to always take care of their valuable players, and they're not doing it anymore. Like the Steelers. You got it pretty much started with the Patriots when they let Randy Moss go. I mean, it's
yeah.
All the Patriots never.
There's no loyalty in football anymore. It's all about the dollar bills. So
yeah, they're always trying to fudge that budget and that line.
If you think about it, what ruined the NBA? No loyalty.
No loyalty.
And the same thing is happening in the NFL.
I think that it's either Stephen Jones behind this, or they don't believe this team's going to win a championship. They're like, hey, we're not going to win a Super Bowl with this team. We're going to let all these contracts expire, and we're going to start over. Which means they probably have no.
I mean, they've had a loaded team before, and they just
can't win a playoff game.
Keep shit in the bed.
They can't win a playoff game.
Start with what?
Well, they want to get rid of McCarthy. I mean, you just start right there. Look, they tried to get Sean Payton a couple of years ago. That come out. They tried to get what was it? It was a one-time talk with.
So you think it's coaching staff, or you think it's the players?
I think it's ownership.
You think it's the ownership?
And they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay these extravagant prices.
I mean, do you blame them?
No, I don't. Especially when you're not winning a playoff game. But you gotta have something to build a foundation on. I mean, look, there was a report too when Lincoln Riley was in Oklahoma that the Cowboys were looking at him. He went to USC. USC's not going to do anything. Lincoln Riley might just be biding his time to get that job in Dallas. I mean, that was a report that came out.
But Dallas always wanted Sean Payton, so
that ship sailed.
Yeah,
he ain't leaving. He ain't leaving.
So you buy a $1 billion stadium, right? Ezekiel doesn't put asses in the seats.
Oh man, look,
Dak Prescott doesn't.
Their running back core.
Their defense did, but
their running back core has turned into average.
CeeDee Lamb puts asses in seats
right there. Like, hey, I can run 5 yards.
I don't. The star though. I mean, Dallas will be 0-17, and people are going to watch Dallas.
Yeah,
right. I mean, that's
America's team.
Yeah, that's
allegedly.
That franchise is a franchise. Like, they're the Lakers of the NFL. Them. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You know.
I mean, I've heard super fans saying they agree with what's happening. So I don't know why anybody would agree.
I mean, you can't get mad about it. I mean, it's not CeeDee's fault either. You know,
if you drafted CeeDee, he ain't practicing. So.
And what tends to happen with that? Hamstrings, ankles, high ankle sprains. Hopefully it doesn't happen to him. The dude is very good, and I don't want to see anything hamper his ability.
But Brandon Cooks ain't going to get those targets. Hey,
Jake
Ferguson, baby. Y'all might want to keep your eye on him.
Throw the ball.
Yep, Jake Ferguson.
You're right.
Yep. All right. So we had a little bit of a a hiccup in the preseason with Justin Fields.
Man, and I'm such a Justin Fields fan, man.
Man, he looked like he forgot how to play football.
Fumbled the ball twice, right?
He looks like he always looks like.
He fumbled it, taking the snap. It wasn't even like he got hit or something.
He looks like he always looks like, dude. He's a running quarterback who only sees half the side of the field. He reads half a field. Like, he's no Lamar Jackson. Okay.
He's about to lose out to a washed-up quarterback.
Thank God he's not Lamar Jackson.
I know. He couldn't hold Lamar Jackson's jock, man.
Here we go.
What is it with you and Lamar Jackson?
Lamar Jackson's the best player in the NFL, man.
That
I
is
thought
a
you said
lie.
Mahomes was the best player in the NFL.
That is a lie.
No. Lamar, Mahomes is the best quarterback. Mahomes can read. Mahomes is the best quarterback. I know this is awkward, but Lamar Jackson
whose
makes
paycheck
miracles happen.
Somebody paid you. There's no way. Lamar Jackson is not the best player.
Is the best player
that is not
in the
true.
NFL. Yes.
Not even close.
Yes.
Look, I'm a mind reader here. Nic Tate. Christian McCaffrey is the greatest player in the NFL.
That is exactly right.
I know. See, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I don't mean that.
He does not get
honestly, I don't. I've had to sit down and think about it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not Lamar Jackson.
I'm telling you right now, it's Lamar Jackson.
I would. You think?
I'm telling you right now, it's Lamar Jackson.
No. All right.
Up
Hey,
for
look,
debate.
just do me a favor next week when we draft our other leagues. Draft Lamar Jackson, please. That's just a spot for me.
I'll tell you what, dude. If it wasn't so much money, I'd pick him with the first pick I had, and I'd win that league.
Oh, but he's the best player.
He is the best player in the NFL.
Oh, why not get the best player first?
Because of value. Come on, man.
Oh, come on. No. He's the best value. If he's the best player, he is the best value.
Hey, if I go to Roost Chris, I'm going to get the filet, dude. If I go to a steakhouse, I'm going to get the filet, bro. Right?
Right.
But if I'm going to Burger King, dude, I'm going to get 2 for $5.
Okay.
Come on, bro. Come on.
So we're going to go over our draft we had, right?
Yep.
Dynasty PPR draft.
So we're going to go ahead and show you a couple of those intros for the guys who are actually drafting, and then we're going to go right into our draft. So we'll see you in just a second. Puff Daddy, elevator exit specialist.
Aaron Hernandez, Hangman Champion.
Stephen Patton, lead instructor. Darren Sharper, sex education.
Henry Ruggs, Sinlaw Driving Academy.
KJ, Arcadia High School.
Chadwick, Air Force, 02 to 08, Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Dennie, 8th grade dropout. Jeremy Tate, Church of Scientology.
Caldero, Gießen American High School, Germany, running back and defensive back. Holler.
Nick Mahfouz, Marksville Middle Prison Preparatory Academy.
All right. Welcome back. So, hey, those are the guys that are drafting, and we're going to start off with our draft.
Yeah, this was a dynasty league, so we're going to keep these players throughout. We had a couple strategies. A friend of ours, Dennie, he went all rookies just about. He's playing the long game. Good for him. Where'd you pick?
I was first pick.
Yeah, first pick, and you went Christian McCaffrey, obviously.
I went Christian McCaffrey.
All right, when you went, did you think I need a running back, or did you think that's just the best player for the points?
Okay, so I'm looking at it, right? So if I go Jamar Chase, or if I go CeeDee Lamb right there, I know I'm getting a great wide receiver, right? But then what kind of running backs am I looking at 2 and 3? So I went with, and also it's a PPR Dynasty League. It's our first draft. So I'm looking at Christian McCaffrey. He's going to get passes out of the backfield. He's going to get all these things. So for me, I felt like he's the most value right there for what we were playing.
Yeah, so that's your consensus number one,
right?
Obviously, okay, nobody can ever argue with that. Christian McCaffrey,
especially in PPR.
The next one was Jamar Chase, and that was by Clay.
I don't like that. Hey, you like your favorites in your first round.
I kind of feel like this is a hometown pick.
Yeah,
100% dependent on Joe Burrow staying healthy.
This is Louisiana, so we're gonna have a couple LSU homers. We're gonna have some Saints homers.
He picked everybody that went to ULL or LSU.
Yeah. So I, out of all three of us, had the next pick, and I went to 6. And look,
no, you were down here. You picked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I picked 6.
Our next pick was CeeDee Lamb, and that was done by Patton. I feel like that was a good pick.
Good pick.
Because between him and in anybody else in that area, I think that's the best value, unless you wanted a running back.
Yep.
But apparently he with PPR and CeeDee Lamb was going to get those touches. He had 1,700 something yards last year.
Yeah, nothing's changed over there except he's not practicing.
I don't agree with the zero running back strategy at all. Because you look down later on in his draft, his best running back is Josh Jacobs, and he got him in the 4th round. That's usually where zero running backs go. But after Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Brooks, Tony Pollard. It kind of falls apart on him a little bit.
Yeah. So next is Amon-Ra St. Brown, done by Whitstine.
Sun God, yeah.
I know exactly why he picked him there, because value and because they feel like he's got a higher ceiling than he did last year.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that pick right there. I think obviously I'm not a fan of that. I'm glad he did it. I think that Detroit's so loaded. I think the weapons are going to come. I think, look, it's not nothing against Amon St. Brown. The dude's a fucking dog. Excuse me. But at 4th, I think that's a little too soon to take him with all the weapons they have over there. So I would have liked him further in, I don't know, around 8, 9, 10.
All right, so our next one was by KJ.
Yep.
And KJ picked Pat Mahomes.
First. Yes.
That boy gave us some value.
Yeah.
But if he would have taken Tyreek Hill, he would have ruined your whole
strategy.
No. So I picked next. I got Tyreek Hill. I got probably the best wide receiver this year.
I think he is.
At 6, and I went in wanting a wide receiver in the 1st round because I don't like to drop off in the 3rd. I went in with a pre-proposed strategy that I was going to go wide receiver, running back, because if you go into the 3rd round, we'll go cover this, but you got the A.J. Browns and the Brandon Ayuks, and you got the Olaves going off the board there, and you don't know what you're getting there. And I didn't want to be stuck running back, and then my number 1 wide receiver is maybe A.J. Brown, where I have to depend on efficiency. Like I know Tyreek Hill, I know what he brings to the table, I know what I'm going to get, and I got that to 6th pick, so I was happy.
All right, so our next guy was Chase Dennie, and he picked Bijan Robinson.
Good pick.
Yeah, great value.
So I mean, we're looking at they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. He's a a pass catching running back.
He could potentially be their number 1 wide receiver.
They were wanting him to be number 1 last year. But of course their coaching staff didn't use him right.
He'll have the most PPR points out of that team.
Yeah. All right. So then my brother, Jeremy Tate, he picked Derrick Henry, and even though I didn't agree to this, at this pick, but I feel like he felt like Derrick Henry brings the most value because you just can't stop that guy.
He brings touchdown value for sure.
Touchdown value.
But he's not going to catch the ball in a PPR league.
So you're looking at no catches.
But I'm okay with him picking Derrick Henry because my guy fell to me next.
Who's that?
In past drafts, in past podcasts, I said that I thought Breece Hall was the best running back.
I thought he was the number 1 running back to take this year.
So I got Breece Hall.
Yeah.
And of course, my strategy is 2 running backs without fail.
Yeah.
And then 2 wide receivers. And then maybe a quarterback or something.
So yeah, Breece Hall, Joe, he told you in a couple episodes before, he goes running back for 15 years. Our next was done by Nick Mahfouz, and Mahfouz picked Justin Jefferson, and then piggybacked with Jonathan Taylor.
That's great.
I wanted Jonathan Taylor.
I was hoping Jonathan Taylor. So I did a lot of mock drafts where I was at 6, and I was getting pretty consensus. Amon St. Brown and then Jonathan Taylor was following me on the turn, and I was hoping that was going to happen, and it didn't. But the guys we drafted with, they had great picks. I mean, look at this on the turn. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Jonathan Taylor. I mean, that's great drafting. That's just great picks.
Can't get mad. All right, so then Joe, back to Joe.
Yep. So Derrick Henry was off the board, and we call him the Volkswagen. It's like tackling a Volkswagen. So I picked trying to tackle a Mini Cooper. And that's Isaiah Pacheco because he runs like his hair is on fire. He tries to run through contact instead of around.
So what stopped you from getting Saquon or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Because it's a dynasty league, I went for the younger value.
I got you.
Someone who's going to be on a team that is going to continue to be good because
I think
they have a good environment, good atmosphere, everything about it.
I think Saquon hurt your feelings
Saquon hurt my feelings the last 2 years. Last year I had him and I had Chubb.
They both got hurt.
Both got hurt. And then my number one wide receiver got hurt. And we don't want to talk about that no more.
Yeah.
All right. So then going back to pick number 7, Stephon Diggs in the 7th draft position. I think it was a good pick. I just don't feel like it was needed this early because Stephon Diggs was falling 4th round. A lot of times he was going behind Nico Collins.
I think your brother was playing a long game on this one.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there. He's going to go to another team, and he'll probably be the number one.
I've been listening to them, and they're saying, and again, this is all about speculation camps and news, is that Stephon Diggs is their number 1 receiver right now.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it is. And then we watched the preseason game. Yeah, come on, bro.
And of course, Tank Dell got CJ Stroud was like,
they can
"Here's
say
my
what
boy."
they want. CJ Stroud wanted Tank Dell at the draft. He wants Tank Dell now, and this is a dynasty league. And your brother took 2 old players.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens. He may be playing a short game. He'll be trying to win this year. And that's it.
If Diggs keeps his head on straight, he's got 3 more years. I mean, he's still got the ability. His problem is his attitude and his mental.
You ain't lying. Next is Saquon Barkley. He's off. 2nd round, 4th pick. Dennie again picked up Saquon. He pulled the old Joe move with double running backs. I think Saquon's a great pick. I'm like Joe though. I feel like he's gotten hurt so much. I would have gone for
you would have picked Jahmyr Gibbs, right?
Instead of Saquon. You know what I mean? Right here, if I was
guy, Dynasty League, PPR.
I picked Jahmyr Gibbs. The next pick, and dude was sitting there, and I had to go take him. And I hope, I'm looking at scheduling too. I went deep dive into scheduling, which is why I didn't like a lot of, I kind of hurt about that Tyreek Hill pick because I know, the first 7 games, the Dolphins may go 7-0, and I think that's why their running backs are going to have a lot of value this year. But I think later on that Tyreek Hill is gonna help me out. And Jahmyr Gibbs, I kind of feel the same way. I think Detroit's going to be up a lot of games, and they only play 2 games outside this year. And I saw that in PPR, and Jahmyr Gibbs, a young guy, 2nd year, right there for me. Gotta take him.
If he can keep Monty off his heels, he'll be good.
He's going to be a touchdown vulture. That's it. I'm going to take the PPR points.
Yep.
Okay, so moving back to KJ, we're looking, 2nd round, 5th pick again, or sixth pick this go round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're looking at, he picked Travis Etienne, which I think was a great pick.
Good for him.
Yeah, I think his first pick was like we've talked about in our strategy episode. He wanted that guy because he wants that, you get a player that you feel like going into your draft and in your season you just can't live without. So that's kind of where he went.
But Etienne,
I think Etienne was a great pick.
That position is really good because he's young. He receives the ball.
He receives the ball a lot.
He must have ran the ball 1,000 times last year.
300 some touches, did he not?
So it's a good pick.
Yep.
So then we got Whitstine went back to Puka Nacua. So 6th pick round 2.
That's good value.
Yeah,
that's good value. I don't know if he went in wanting wide receiver, but at that value compared to what you had on the board with running back, you had to take him.
Yeah.
And
this was Patton. We're in 7th pick, 2nd round.
This was the steal of the first 2 rounds.
Garrett Wilson, which in a lot of mock drafts, Garrett Wilson was going a lot earlier.
This was the steal.
So
I knew he wasn't going to make it back to me. That's the guy I wanted, but I won't mess up my strategy for him.
I mean, you can't get mad at him going wide receiver because he got CD and Garrett.
My God, that. The value he got right there is it's ridiculous.
PPR, they're going to get the touches.
Yeah, and if you see what's happening in Jets camp, Aaron looks healthy and they're in it. Yeah, Woody Johnson's praising the team, so everything looks good in Jersey right now. So the Jets.
Me and you, I think we're in agreement that if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy and this team can click, they're going to go to the Super Bowl, man.
I believe it too.
I believe it. I really do believe it.
Yeah.
They got way too much talent. Their defense is awesome. I don't know what would hold them back short of a injury to someone very, very important. Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, that's the only thing stopping that team.
All right, so then next we got Devontae Adams went off the board.
So let's talk about Devontae Adams real quick.
So, go ahead.
So he's very unhappy with the Raiders. You guys have seen everything.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of there,
and he's just saying things and posting things. I
don't think he's going to get out of there this season. I think he'll get out of there next season.
The Raiders are well known for not having pity when they have someone sign.
Right. So. And then I know that there was comments made about him rejoining Aaron Rodgers. But
why would you take a receiver much older than your number one receiver who is very, very talented?
Well, I think there may have been some talks about it, but the Raiders staff said, no, it ain't happening.
Right.
No, it just don't even matter. We don't even think.
The Jets are probably like, we'll give you Mike Williams.
Yeah. Here's Mike Williams and a couple picks, and we'll pay his salary, so bring the old boy back.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen.
Man, you put Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams on the same team.
The truth is, the Raiders aren't going to compete. The Raiders are building a young team right now, but they have to have somebody worth going to see in Vegas.
Right.
Like, that's a new stadium. They just moved there. Like,
they're going to see Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, the Death Star. Their quarterback. Don't have a quarterback situation. Got a great young new running back.
They got a heck of a defense they're building over there, though.
Yeah, with Max Crosby in them. But that's why they're not going to get rid of him. Now, maybe if you got a first. If you got two firsts, you got a first and a second and a fifth or something like that, if they try to compensate them like that, they might think about it. But they have to have somebody to go watch these games. And the Raiders, they just hired Antonio Pierce. Mm-hmm. He got in a little bit of trouble. He's getting sued right now. So they have to have something exciting.
Another $1 billion stadium. Got to have asses in seats.
Yeah. So that's why I think he's going to stay there.
Gotcha.
And where's he going to go? I mean, if he left, he would go to like the Patriots, and from a bad team to a bad team, to the Steelers, a bad team to a bad team.
Or he would have to, or you would have to mortgage. You would have to mortgage the farm. Like,
I wouldn't do that for a receiver at that age.
You would have to be like, look, I think this guy is the guy who gets us to the Super Bowl, and there's nobody.
Yeah. That's the guy.
Yeah.
If it happens, that's the guy.
Yeah, and there's no team out there that's there. Yep. They need that wide receiver because I mean they're already loaded.
All right, so top of round 2, bottom of round 2, top of round 3. The pick was back to me. I went with Kyrene Williams as my 2. I felt like now I've got 2 solid running backs. On my team, and now I'm looking for a wide receiver. And I believe it or not, every time I mock draft, my availability there was always like Drake London or whoever. Yeah. And my plan was to go Drake London, but then I'm staring down the barrel of a gun. I got A.J. Brown and Marvin Harrison Jr. And man, I sat there and thought for a second. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I went with A.J. Brown because I felt like A.J. Brown is already proven, and I know that he's going to gobble it up, and I know that Jalen Hurts is going to throw him the ball. Kyler Murray is what I was thinking about when I didn't pick Marvin Harrison Jr.
You weighed the advantage of a highly targeted receiver versus against his age.
That's it. So I think he's got a couple more years left, and I think I can maybe pick some rookies up later on to go from there.
And he's an animal.
He is.
But I was watching something the other day, and they said that DK Metcalf is the most physical receiver in the league. I think it's A.J. Brown.
Oh, no, I think it's DK.
AJ, you seen AJ Brown in the end zone?
And
yeah.
What's crazy is
DK could have ran.
Remember AJ when he was on Titans? I mean, he had to fight for that ball.
Yep.
The dude's. I mean, he's Adonis, but I mean DK Metcalf. I mean, oh my God, man! What do I got to do to get that DNA, bro?
Right?
Dude, I mean, that Olympic speed, and you're that huge.
Got him coming over the house trying to get you a kid.
Yeah, dude.
Make me a son,
please.
They could take over the throne.
Yeah, I'll name him DK Young.
There you go.
I would have went Marvin Harrison. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know what was the right choice there. I mean, honest to goodness, Marvin Harrison would have gave me the long game. Yeah. He definitely. I mean, it was just tough, man. I do have a little regret, but I'll find out in the season if I should have.
AJ Brown's points just come off. He's got to be so efficient, and he's got another wide receiver. He's got a 2. He's got Devontae Smith over there. He's got to fight with, and Marvin Harrison is just. It's just him and Trey McBride, and I love that. And that's where he went next pick was Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't blame him. 3rd round.
2nd pick, Marvin Harrison Jr.
I thought There's some
spot.
Yeah, good spot, very value, especially in a keeper league.
Yeah, dynasty.
Excuse me. Brandon Ayuk is next. Wide receiver. You're starting to see kind of a
people going on a little run.
Yeah, and then you have went no running back strategy right there.
Yeah, when you go deep on no running back, like so he's doing true no running back. Patton is 0 running back. He's doing true. So
I think he's thinking catches, PPR, and at the time we didn't have this little tiff when we drafted with Brandon Ayuk and him, man, because he was posting stuff in the group and stuff about Brandon Ayuk going to the Browns and everything.
That would have been a better situation.
Brandon Ayuk, if he got traded, if he went to the Patriots, he went to the Browns, that his stock would have just went up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Browns were going to give up Amari Cooper.
Yep.
And some picks.
Yeah.
To get that.
That would have been great.
I think that was a Browns win all day. For some reason, he did not want to go to the Patriots. They were willing to pay him the $30 million and everything, and he was just like, "No, I ain't going there."
Yeah. He didn't like cold weather.
I guess he didn't see Joe Milton play yet.
Next pick, Devin 2 Chains. I don't like it either.
I think Whitstine was actually sweating that one because you could tell he was like, what do I do?
Since it's a dynasty, he's hoping in a year he's the number one by himself, running back. But that guy's not built to do that.
Raheem Mostert's got 10 more years.
You're going to see him have points the first 7 games. Like this is the thing with Miami this year. They might go 7-0. It might go 6-1 starting the season.
But then it gets hard.
And then when the games get tough, they're not in close games. They're not going to have Devin 2 Chains running the ball. In cold weather games, Devin 2 Chains is not going to be in the backfield. No. So that's going to be. Maybe it'll work out for you later on.
So, round 3, pick 5, Chris Olave.
You're seeing a good, well-rounded team right here. Olave's catching everything in camp. The problem is with the Saints is that Trevor Penning can't block a paper towel. He can't block himself out of a paper towel.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What was it, 2 days ago? Wednesday. He gave up 3 sacks in a row at right tackle. Chase Young and the old man, Cameron Jordan, were just destroying him. Peyton, I can't stay healthy. Turner was just destroying this man. This man, like, New Orleans, please go get a right tackle. Please do not.
Stop trying to draft him. Go get a proven commodity.
Go get somebody average. This guy gave up 3 sacks in a row.
And I mean, we may not be the biggest Derek Carr fans in the world.
I can't stand him.
But
boy needs some
he
help.
doesn't have a chance, man.
That boy needs some help.
Yeah.
He has to drop back and get rid of the ball with a quickness.
Even the
2.9 seconds.
They're saying this new offense is fun, and they're saying it's awesome. And
who's saying that? The defense
or the offense?
The defense saying Colin Sanders said it's hard to defend, and it's a lot of play action. You're seeing some jet motion. I think they had a jet motion option play with Rashid Shaheed and Tyreek Hill. Not Tyreek Hill. Taysom Hill.
He's on that team.
Yeah,
I wish. Taysom Hill and
poor Tyreek.
It looks like they say it's inventive and it's fun, but that's all well and good until it's 2nd down and 7, and you're stuck with
a bunch of gadget plays.
Yeah, because you can't block nobody.
This is where Spencer Rattler comes in because he can run, he can throw on the run. He's a smaller guy,
so he rolls out and then he has another option versus
you don't have to worry about this offensive line.
Pace, that's still a year away, I think.
If Rattler can just stay on course, man, hopefully he'll be the guy.
He got a good number 1 there. He got a good number 1 wide receiver. He's the number 1, so I don't blame him for taking that pick.
So next was Chad again. He picked James Cook.
Yeah, I like the value there. I was thinking Buffalo, great offense. Don't really have too many proven weapons. Keon Coleman, I don't believe in him until the next 8 games. Ray Davis might take some touchdowns from him. Allen, he may run for some, but James Cook in the PPR, and he's sitting there for me, I got to take him.
He's going to get you 5 or 6 points just in receiving.
Yeah. So there's besides Davis, there's somebody else back there. Khalil Shakir is the other proven commodity. I will say that I do think Dalton Kincaid's stock, because the more I've looked at Buffalo and the more I've looked at this pick, because I've gone back and I saw like Malik Neighbors earlier, and I was like, I wonder if I should have went wide receiver and just stacked. More I thought about it, I was like, man, these tight ends, because there's nobody besides Shakira, there's nobody, James Cook, who's going to catch this ball, and there's a way Dalton Kincaid can be the best tight end this season.
That may be. So speaking of tight ends, the next pick was Dennie, round 3, pick number 7, and he picked Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta was going always in mock drafts, was going a lot earlier. This is where he starts his stint on rookies or younger players, because he had picked up Bijan and Saquon as his running backs. Instead of going wide receiver right there, he went Sam Laporta.
Yeah. Too many mouths to feed in Detroit. I'm not a big believer in Sam Laporta doing what he did last year. He'll still be good. I just think that there's way too many mouths to feed. They're going to get Jahmyr Gibbs more involved in the passing game, right? They want to get Jameson Williams back involved in the passing game. So what do you do?
Yeah, there's too many. The ball's got to be distributed everywhere. It's not saying Jared Goff can't. I mean, and you got to also think that if Detroit's leading a lot of games, they're going to run the ball.
Just think if Derek Carr had the offensive line for Detroit.
Oh man, maybe
he would still screw it up. Yeah, he would still screw it up. Derek Carr is terrible.
All right, so then we went into Mike Evans.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Consistency.
1 year and 5 years, I didn't get him. I usually get stuck with him.
Consistency. So, you know what you're getting from me, and hey, Mike Evans, fantasy gold. Like
he's had what? How many over 1,000 reception seasons?
Yeah, every year he goes over 1,000. Every other year he gets more than 10 touchdowns. You know you're going to get 12 to 15 from him a week. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So then Joe goes with Nico Collins.
I went value. I believe that Nico Collins will be the number one when everything starts flowing. Tank Dell, he's great. He's smaller. Nico, as you saw last year, he high pointed a lot of balls. He caught a lot of balls that would be deemed uncatchable for a shorter receiver like Tank Dell.
But he made it happen.
Yeah, he's the dog there. Like he's the alpha.
He fights for it.
But the same. Like I wanted to stay away from Houston. If I was looking at Houston, I was either looking at quarterback or running back, because I do think it's going to be situations where Houston and that AFC South are going to be leading a lot of games, and it's going to be run the ball, Joe Mixon, let's take the lead, and that's why I kind of was like, hey, like the Chicago Bears strategy with me as well. Like I don't want any of them. I just want the distributor, or I'm staying away.
So. I was banking on the fact that Stephon Diggs would be Antonio Brown 2.0. No matter where you put him, no matter what you do with him, he's always going to get in his own way with his mind. And Stephon Diggs at some point will get mad because he's not getting the ball as much as he thinks.
Yeah, he never does.
Yeah. And Nico Collins, it'll just be Nico Collins and Tank Dell after that. I'm banking on midway or 1 quarter of the way into the.
It'll be back to the old Houston Texans from last year.
Right.
Gotcha. Kind of like every team that picks up OBJ.
Yep.
Because you're like, man, OBJ's on that team. He don't do nothing except complain.
And a dude who would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, Terrell Owens, if he would have got out of his own way mentally, that dude is something, man.
Yeah.
All right, so then the old Foose, he picked up Jalen Waddle in round 3, pick 10, and turned around with a DeAndre Swift. So now he's got 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. I don't know where Swift came from.
I'm not big on Jalen Waddle.
I'm not big on Jalen Waddle.
I mean, he may be a true number one if he was to get traded somewhere, but right now he's behind a beast of a receiver.
Maybe he might get there's number 1 wide receivers with value. Like Drake London was there. Why take a number 2?
Michael Pittman was there.
Michael Pittman. Why take a number? Yeah, like Michael Pittman and Jalen Waddle's numbers will be comparable, but you're going to have to depend on Michael Pittman. You're going to have to depend on Drake London. Like the Browns.
That's a guarantee.
The Browns are not going to. They're going to make shot plays. He's going to get 80 receptions, but he's not a number 1. Like he's not going to get the target share. And I want target share.
Jalen Water, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so after that little turn right there, we're going into round 4. He picked up DeAndre Swift, and then Joe picked up Drake London. So you're looking at
a bona fide number 1.
No, a guarantee.
Yep. I went just with Drake London just for the pure hope that now he has a quarterback who can get the ball to him.
All right, so then
and Arthur Smith is gone.
Oh yeah,
that offense is going to be better.
Yeah, so the coaching staff right there, I've already heard, watching the news and watching and researching everything, that they're looking to pass. That's all they want to do this year is pass. So
it's the same offense the Rams run.
Yep,
same offense.
Next was C.J. Stroud. Jeremy picked up C.J. Stroud. I think it was a good pick here. I think in round 4, I think it was almost a good time. A lot of mock drafts. You got C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen going around 2 and 3.
I got to see one more year of him. To see if he's that guy. If he can be that future Mahomes who's going to carry the league for however many years.
We're in a dynasty.
Yeah,
he's getting a younger quarterback. He's got some proven Derrick Henry, Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans. So I think it was all right. I'm not saying that's something I would have done right there, but I do think that was a really good pick. Next was Denny picked up Devontae Smith. I couldn't read. Devontae Smith. Again, there's proven, but he's a number 2 on the team.
I didn't like either one of those picks.
You didn't like that?
No, I didn't like either one of those picks, and I'm glad they took him. Like C.J. Stroud, I like mobile quarterbacks. I like quarterbacks who's going to get me rushing as well as passing. Mm-hmm. And C.J. Stroud is not that guy. You draft Stroud, you need 25, 28 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, at least, to even justify that value, because he does not scramble. Devontae Smith, once again, a number 2, and that Philadelphia offense, which means you're just on efficiency. I think it's too soon. It's the same Jalen Waddle argument. The only thing I have to say is that he took him later, so he got better value than Jalen Waddle, but it's the same argument.
I got you.
Michael Pittman fell to me. A proven number 1, a dog, the alpha in Indianapolis, second year with Anthony Richardson. He put up, when they played together those first 4 games, if you look statistically, they had some great numbers, and I'm hoping it folds over.
Yeah, in a PPR league, the short passes are going to be there for him.
Yeah.
Going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, so next one was Malik Neighbors.
Man, I love Malik
Just
Neighbors.
a great pick.
I think this was a fair position to pick him in. If again, let's go back to the research. Malik Neighbors was going a lot earlier, so him falling round 4, mid round 4, being a number 1. Actually, I think he's the only thing on that team. I think he throws the ball, catches it himself, and runs into the end zone.
Yeah.
So Malik Neighbors, I think it was a great pick there.
That's a good starting point if you're trying to build something.
What was really cool, I don't know if you ever watched Hard Knocks, but they brought all 3 of them in. They brought Rome, they brought Marvin Harrison Jr., and they brought Malik Neighbors. And they all sat down with him, the wide receivers coach, and they asked him, the owner asked, hey, which one do you want? He said, I want Neighbors. He said, I want Neighbors. And that was after them reading the plays and them showing the X and the Y and all. He come in I love this kid. And you can see the coach of the Giants is he's at the LSU Pro Day, he falls in love with him. His eyes get this big. He's got some dog in him.
He's got some fight in him too. You see him?
Yeah. Did you see what he said? He goes, what'd he say? He goes, what are you gonna do if we do this? He said, I'm gonna score a fucking touchdown. I was like, oh, my God, that's my boy right there. It was great.
So, next is going to be Kenneth Walker.
Either you believe him or you don't.
That's it. It's just, some of that's got to be in the heart, man. You got to take that risk. I think he took that risk. Actually, I think he took a risk on both his running backs.
Yeah, me too.
High upside, and everything. Very good bottom.
I wouldn't have picked him this early.
I would not have.
Me either.
So then we went into Josh Jacobs. This is after Patton's done picked up his 3 wide receivers. He decided he's going to pick up Josh Jacobs.
If you get those 3 great wide receivers right there, Josh Jacobs fall to you. At that point in your draft, you got to be feeling pretty good.
That's a win.
That's a win. You got to be feeling good. Green Bay did some good stuff with Aaron Jones, and you're getting a younger, better version of that. So you have to feel good right then. I think his draft kind of falls apart later on.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Clay says, you know what? I want me a number one quarterback too. He goes for Josh Allen.
Yeah, nobody can blame him.
I don't think Josh Allen's going to be top 3, top 4 this year.
I mean, I think he's going to be there. I just don't. I mean, that's a good. I mean, it's not a bad spot because again, like I've seen it where Mahomes, Allen, and C.J. Stroud 1, 2, and 3 somewhere in that early round, and they've been picking them like that. So this was, I think, it was a fair spot.
According to ADP, it's great value.
Yeah.
According to ADP, I don't. This is against my strategy, but if ADP and all that deems, he got value for it, and I can't be mad at that pick at all.
And he pays for it later.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So next, we're looking at the bottom of round 4. I go with Joe Mixon.
Right. He should have picked Joe Mixon before you got to him.
Well, you know what? It's my win, his loss. The way I look at it is, of all the people that C.J. Stroud's got on that team, Joe Mixon's going to be the running back.
He's going to catch the ball. He's going to run the ball.
That's what I thought. Whenever
you don't know which receiver he's going to, but you know what running back he's going.
So you got to remember, C.J. Stroud is not a scrambling quarterback.
He does not run.
He's going to dump the ball off.
That's it.
And Joe Mixon is going to take all of those.
And I think in the AFC South, I think Houston is far and away the better team. I think they're going to be playing with a lot of leagues, and when you play with a lot of league, you run the ball, and that's a great value pick. And you did great coming back around with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. So again, we've talked about in other episodes. I mean, Cooper Kupp. He's fully healthy. Everything you read about, he's fully healthy. He's ready to go. I think he gets leaned on. I think he's going to be a great position.
Whether it's 60-40 or 40-60, it doesn't matter in this position where you're
right. So, and then we back on the turn. We're looking at 5, pick 2, Rachaad White.
No, sir.
I don't want him either. This is a little too soon for me. I know I've seen people, because we play PPR, and he has a lot of value in PPR because that's all he did, because his efficiency running the ball was terrible.
Right.
But this is way too rich for me for Rachaad White with all the people. Like with some of these running backs that are still on the board, I don't touch him.
Right.
But and I think this is where his kind of this draft kind of like, so you're going in and you're in the 5th round. Your number 1 running back is Rachaad White. Like you have to start. Like he had to start going down and kind of like, hey, who's going to be my flex option? Like that's where I would have been a little sus, like coming in.
And what's crazy is this is his first running back.
First running back. He went true.
Yeah.
True zero running back. I don't. If Rachaad White's my running back 1,
if Rachaad White has always been compared as a poor man's Alvin Kamara, why wouldn't you just go get Alvin Kamara?
I don't know. I mean, look at like what you talked about. He should have got Joe Mixon. I promise you, if he'd have picked up Joe Mixon instead of Josh Allen, he'd still got Josh Allen.
Yeah, he would have.
Because I would not have picked Josh Allen.
Yeah. And look, the next one around is me to pick quarterback. I'm not touching Josh Allen.
Right. So, next, Patton picks up Jonathan Brooks.
I love this pick.
I think it's a great pick. Future pick.
Yeah, strong runner.
Look, and he just until he tore his ACL, he was the dog in Texas, and he's going to be healthy. And he will come week 8, he's going to be running the ball, and Carolina wants to run the ball.
He's so young, and to take an injury like that, he can make the recovery. That dude's got Nick Chubb type talent.
I love this pick. This is a great pick.
Because as much as Carolina's struggling, eventually once he gets his feet under him, he's going to be a big star.
Well, they'll have a new quarterback after next year.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
The great equalizers play defense and run the ball. If you can do that, you can stay in games. And between Chuba Hubbard, you can see Chuba Hubbard first 4 or 5 games, and then as soon as Jonathan Brooks is fully healthy and he trusts his knee, it's over with.
He won't come out.
Yeah, he's gonna be the dog.
All right, so next Whitstine goes with Debo.
Yeah, you can hope he's going to run the ball. You can hope he's going to do other things. But
at the value right here, though, he should have went. Yeah, I've seen Debo going 3rd round in many a draft. So if you got Debo that late,
round 5, Debo Samuel.
Hey, and at the time, look, if Brandon Ayuk gets traded, his value goes through the roof.
And that's probably what he was banking on.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been if Ayuk's traded to the Browns, and it's not Brandon Ayuk, it's Amari Cooper. We are all kicking ourselves.
Debo explodes.
Yeah, we are all kicking ourselves for letting Debo drop that low.
That's it.
Yeah, this is a great pick right here.
It's a good long-term pick.
this Kamara pick right here.
So round 5, pick 5, round 5 is going to be Alvin Kamara by KJ.
We talked about this. Like I didn't like the value, like first, second round, and finally Alvin Kamara is finally going where he should go.
5th round,
5th, 6th round, and so he missed 4 games last year, but people forget like. Statistically, he was the 9th best running back in the league last year behind a terrible offensive line. Derek Carr, check down Derek Carr, is always going to – Derek Carr is going to go one – Olave, Rashid's not open deep, check down. And to be the 9th best fantasy running back last year, and you missed 4 games. Hey,
I can't blame him for picking.
No,
Kamara.
I can't either.
Kamara in a PPR league for a quarterback who's going to be dumping the ball off. Kamara's going to be a number 1 receiver.
But you're seeing a stack here that I don't like. Like I like stacks. I do like stacks this year for teams like Miami and stuff. But you got the
Kamara.
Olave Kamara stack.
And now you're hoping on a losing team.
I don't like a Saints stack this year. Not even, I mean, maybe a Carolina first game against best ball or something like that, but not for a dynasty.
All right, so next, Chad, it's up to you. You go with that old Zamir White.
Yeah, I think he can lead the league in rushing.
He has no threat behind him.
Yeah, he has no competition. He's young, and he's the one.
Yeah, the Raiders don't get a lot right, but making him the guy with no competition and show him that they're fully invested in him, that dude's going to excel.
When they started handing him the ball last year, they stayed in games. They were competitive.
Yep.
So that's the recipe. And
it's
Antonio
100%
Pierce
on him.
Yep. And Antonio Pierce is a defensive coach, and that's what he wants to do. And that guy was right there. I said, "Oh, thank you."
All right. So Dennie runs into a Roman Doomsday.
This is where he goes on his
rookie picks.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think that's a terrible one.
No. Dynasty league, you take Roma Doomsday. That's awesome. He looks good. If you look at the Bears, if you watch Hard Knocks, the Bears camp, he looks awesome. DJ Moore got paid. And
Keenan Allen is a year or two till he's out of the league.
Yeah,
not because of his talent, but just his age, man. He's lost a lot of.
He's 32 and he's always hurt. He was finally he got healthy and stuff, and unfortunately age is catching up with him. And Adunze is going to be there for 10 to 12 years, just being a dog.
Yeah,
So then Jeremy goes with Aaron Jones, which I think that's a great pick right there. I mean, he's a pass catching running back. He's the number 1, and
he got him in the 5th round.
Yeah,
and whoever it was took Devon Achane in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
I would have taken Aaron Jones all day above.
You got Kenneth Walker. You got Devon Achane, Rashid White. I'd have picked Aaron Jones over Rashid White.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if the Dynasty League had something to do with Rashid White, but Aaron Jones you got the same situation. You got a quarterback. You got Justin Jefferson, who's great. You got a weapon there, and then you're going to have somebody drop the ball down because C.J. Hawkinson's not going to be there till week 9, week 10. So that's going to be the safety net, and that's great value right there, I think.
Right.
So then Joe's mad at Jeremy for picking Aaron Jones, and he goes Jalen Hurts.
I generally would pick a receiver there, but I was looking at value.
That's a great pick.
I saw that there was 3 number 1s still out there in receiver, so I said the chances of me getting another number 1 receiver on the backside.
I think it was a great pick. I think where you got him at is awesome because, again, I mean, these 4, the top 4 right there, they're always going 2, 3, maybe 4 in any of these mock drafts. So I think I actually am impressed with our Dynasty League and where they picked their quarterbacks because the quarterbacks actually had a lot of space and they picked up a lot of good players.
Right.
Old Foose, he turns around with that old DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, receiver.
For that.
I like the
DK.
No, he likes the DJ more.
I like the DJ more. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to take that job. Right. I think
they're going faster on offense. They're going smaller, shorter routes, not deep routes. So
all 3 of them should be on the field at all time too. DK, Tyler Lockett, and JSN. But I didn't have much faith in the Bears offense. I'm not saying I think they're going to be dynamic. I just didn't know what weapon are you going to go with. Who is Caleb Williams going to depend on? And when I watched that Hard Knocks, it looks like DJ Moore is just
the guy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't.
He's
like,
different.
At Carolina, he was good, and last year he was great. And I see him on the, like.
He's got the quarterback he's always needed.
Yeah.
Like
he's one of those guys that knows how to run under an inaccurate pass, and he kills it on that.
Yeah, I didn't know this guy was that good, and until I watch Hard Knocks, and I'm a believer now.
Okay, Joe got his number one coming back around.
Yeah. So I got 3 number one. Well,
Zay
two
Flowers.
true number ones, and I think Nuka Collins could be a number one also. Drake London, Zay Flowers, I think is going to be the difference maker on my entire roster.
Yeah, it's a great pick, and they're going to throw the ball more. I mean, he's got the best player in the NFL throwing him to the ball, so I don't.
If he wasn't playing on a team where the quarterback ran all the time, that dude could easily.
Who's throwing it to him? Pat Mahomes or
Lamar Jackson?
Josh Allen,
the best player in the NFL. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
If he's not running, he'll throw it to him.
That's it. Thank goodness Derrick Henry's back there doing this.
You know how good. You know how good Lamar Jackson is. He plays quarterback. He don't need to throw the ball, and they win.
Hey, this may be the season they don't throw at all.
Yeah, they're throwing everywhere. Actually,
I'm not getting any interceptions.
Nah, they're throwing the ball. They're gonna throw the ball in Baltimore. They've changed the offense more. Last year they threw it because they were underneath Greg Roman 2 years ago. They said we got to be more dynamic. Harbaugh did change the offense this year. Second year they're gonna throw the ball more.
With him being 20 pounds lighter or whatever it is, he better not run like he was.
Yeah. So Jeremy comes around with Ladd McConkey. He's a number one for the Chargers. Allegedly, you're right. I know they're
Josh Palmer.
Yeah,
I believe in Josh Palmer.
I don't.
But what's his name? Herbert got hurt or something.
Yeah, he's hurt.
He's not
out.
even playing.
Yeah, he's out. He's talking about 7 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
So
they want to run the ball anyway. Like 2 years ago, Baltimore, Greg Roman. Where's Greg Roman now? He's in Los Angeles. He's right there. So Ladd McConkey, he's a possession receiver. You're going to need him.
They got 2 bowling ball running backs.
Yeah.
They're just going to try to run it up the middle.
So then we go to Dennie. Dennie, he picks the best player in the league according to the Cadillac
world
in the NFL. Yeah, they did. Great pick.
If he
played soccer,
if he's greatest player in soccer,
baseball.
Yep,
probably best ever.
Curling at the Winter Olympics, Lamar Jackson would own golds.
So Lamar Jackson, I think he's a good pick with location and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that. Going into it, the Cadillac says, you know what? I need me another receiver.
At least a number one.
He's a number one. I don't like that offense too much. Arthur Smith's offense, I don't. I've watched Atlanta play too much. The only thing I will say is that.
Are you starting to have regret?
No, not for the value, not for where he's at. Not for where he's at. But I had to go get a number. He's there. It's a number one wide receiver. He's dynamic. I saw him play in Georgia. He's a dog. Let me just say, I'm not going to win my league with George Pickens there.
But you need a quarterback.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So then KJ goes with the old Ramondre Stevenson.
Oh man.
I didn't want anything to do with
Just because they pay you doesn't mean you're good.
That's it. He was one of my stay away guys.
Me too.
He actually saved me from having to pick him later in the league and then having to go get the handcuff.
A handcuff for him. Yeah, that's about one of the few times I would have used a handcuff with New England, and that's because it's just bad. Everything's just bad over there.
I think if they change into Joe Milton as a quarterback, and then they have something to build on.
Give Drake May a chance, man.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not
He's just a rookie. It's just they're so late. They're at least 3 years away.
Let me tell you something.
At least.
It's like any other business, though. When you pay somebody a millions of dollars, you better do the job.
They made a dire mistake. Remember, maybe it was 3 years ago when they had all this money. Yeah. And they went on a run and signed like 2 or 3 tight ends, and then they signed some number 2 receivers instead of just putting money into getting one number 1 receiver and some offensive line help.
Well, the Patriots way worked forever, and then when you lose Tom Brady, when you lose
the second greatest player in the NFL ever, behind Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. One day he may be able to hold Lamar Jackson's job.
Hosted by SmashMouth Footballerz, Cadillac.
Yeah, and the Patriots way was, hey, you want to get paid? You're gone. We'll get somebody else in here and they'll do the job. And it's always been that way. And it didn't work. When it stopped working, it fell apart quickly.
Yeah, it did.
So,
so was it because of Tom Brady left or because Belichick?
Because Tom Brady left.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I believe that. That's the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I say the same thing about the Saints. Like, it's not that I don't believe in Sean Payton. I just know that I think Drew Brees was.
When Drew Brees left, it was over.
Yeah,
we knew that.
Yeah, we knew. Drew Brees. We saw Pete Carmichael without Drew Brees, and we saw Pete Carmichael with Drew Brees. Like, a great quarterback will do wonders for you. Like Lamar Jackson, if you got Lamar Jackson, you do great.
Before Drew Brees decided to retire.
How many Super Bowl rings does Lamar Jackson have?
What's too bad? He's getting hurt, man. He's running for his life. They won't give him nobody.
They gave Derrick Henry. They gave him Derrick Henry.
Now, look at this.
So before Drew Brees decided to retire, you remember, we were going through COVID, all that crap. And Michael Thomas said something bad about him on social media. Drew Brees would have been there. But then he was like, you know what? I ain't got to do this no more. And he left.
Drew Brees isn't at all. He couldn't throw the ball down the field anymore. Remember the playoff game against Tampa Bay? They had to bring Jameson Winston in and throw the ball deep.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you're in a position like Drew Brees where you've played so long and you've done so much for the city of New Orleans and all this, and then the people start turning on you, time to get out.
I don't think anybody turned on him.
They were all talking about him. The city was talking about him because he told them that he doesn't kneel for the flag because of his dad. His dad was in the military, and then his teammates were turning on him too.
But look, that's all ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous when you're a man who
make your own decision,
gives everything you got to something.
But let's talk about the reason why. Like, this is a whole different topic all the way. But he couldn't throw the ball 25 yards. He couldn't throw the ball 25 yards.
You're right.
I mean, you get on an NFL hash, like it's closer than college. Hey, he could not throw it out.
No, you talking about my boy, third best athlete in the NFL
ever.
I love Drew Brees, man. I love him to death. But when you can't throw the ball 25 yards in a West Coast offense, you got problems.
All right, so next, I think this was a great pick for Whitstine. He picked Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce didn't go too early. I think when you're sitting here thinking, what do I do? Travis Kelce, a top end tight end that you're going to get some value out of. I think after he's got 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers, I think he's a great pick.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a reality TV show by mid-season.
Oh yeah, he's going to get 2 of them, like 2 shots,
She's moving
2 shows.
In. Oh, Swifty's moving in with him.
Yeah, she better. I mean, you heard
Who
about
wants
that
to
crazy
move in
stuff.
with Travis Kelce? I want to move in with Taylor Swift.
Who?
I don't know.
So they said something about. I read something about some terrorist organization trying to take Taylor Swift out. Or
they tried to shoot 3. No, they
stab her or something.
Yeah, and there were 3 that got arrested.
That is insane. Man.
Yeah.
She's never done anything to anybody.
No.
All she talks about is love.
Yeah. Oh, I don't agree with that. That's insane.
This is my favorite pick of this round.
Trey McBride.
Yeah.
This is my favorite pick of this round.
7th pick.
That dude's it's him and Marvin Harrison Jr. and that's it.
I don't agree with that. I think
round 6, 7th pick.
I think James Conner's the guy who's going to be the offense until he gets hurt.
That's it.
What is it? Injury doctor said like there's an 87% chance that James Conner's going to be hurt this year.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
It happens every year.
I like those odds.
Yeah.
I'm riding with the 13%.
Until it happens, I'm gonna ride him.
That's it. All right, so right there at the end, we're looking at Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson, have you seen him? That dude's bulked up, man. He's gonna get his time. He's gonna carry the ball.
It's gonna be a share over there, but
I feel like it's a gamble because I'm not gonna lie. Later on, I picked a couple people on the Washington Commanders because it's a high upside, but I mean you got a lot of low side too, you know. So next, I took Kyle Pitts at the end of this round. Reason being, every time I mock draft, Kyle Pitts was going a lot earlier. There was always a lot of tight ends picked a lot earlier. I personally have a lot of belief in Kyle Pitts this year. He's got a new quarterback who throws the ball a lot, and I feel like this is his year to shine along with Drake London. And what was behind this, you know, from what my choices were, I was like, man, Kyle Pitts is just as good as those receivers. And then
He's a big receiver.
I've only got two wide receivers at this point, and I'm thinking I need another wide receiver, and I'm looking at Tank Dell, and I'm like Chad's talking about. C.J. Stroud likes Tank Dell.
He does. Yeah.
So even if he's a good wide receiver too, I think he's great in that position.
Look at
I
his value.
I had to take him.
Yeah, look at that value. That's great.
So we were going into round 7. We had Mark Andrews, which I don't think that's a bad pick.
Not at all.
And then people start picking up their quarterbacks. Patton picked up Anthony Richardson.
As long as he stays healthy, that's a brilliant pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he's what everybody says he's going to be, I think this is a great position.
If he doesn't get his accuracy in check, he's going to be Justin Fields. But
just running.
But this dude, he has the ability. You saw him in college.
But here's the thing: if he starts running, then Jonathan Taylor loses value.
Right.
So
and so does Pittman.
Yep.
Shane Steichen is a genius. Shane Steichen is Philadelphia doesn't win that Super Bowl without Shane Steichen. He's going to use him just right. I have nothing but faith in what the Colts are doing.
All right, so then now the next pick is going to be Najee Harris.
I would never have picked Najee Harris. He's not even the best running back on the team.
On the team, no.
So Jalen Warren's the best running back on the team,
especially for a PPR dynasty league.
I don't. If James Conner is still on the board, I take him way before I take Najee, and he was. And somebody got a gift there, so awesome.
Yeah, that would be me.
All right, so next KJ picks George Kittle. Not a bad pick, I think.
Like you said, some games he doesn't show up at all because it's all scheme. It's all scheme.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I've always noticed about George Kittle is, man, they'll play him this year, and his numbers are phenomenal. Next year, you're like, where is George Kittle?
I'm not a fan, fantasy-wise, of George Kittle, but if you watch Receiver on Netflix, that guy is one of the toughest men.
No, he's tough.
He is one of the toughest. Like, playing through all those injuries that he plays through and everything, I'm like, man, this dude right here
is all scheme. But, of course, their coach is a genius.
Yeah.
So he sees what George Kittle is going to do according to what defense he's playing.
Yeah, right. And you could have done far worse than George Kittle at that position.
I agree with that. I don't dislike George Kittle because we're drafting fantasy here. We're trying to win. But when you, like you said, when you look at George Kittle and you watch him play, man, that dude's he's a monster.
I've just become a fan just watching a receiver. That guy is amazing.
All right, so then Chad, he had this. This is his epiphany because he gave us some stats here right at the last second.
So I was looking this up because I'm so intrigued, and especially in a dynasty league. He was rookie last year, and his numbers he put up as they go into the Super Bowl were amazing. And I mean, Rashee Rice, they're saying that he probably won't even go to court till January, and
that's the whole season.
The NFL is not gonna suspend you until you
go to court.
So
you're gonna have him.
I may get the number 1 wide receiver for Kansas City underneath Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes.
Round 7.
That's why paying attention to the news is very important.
Yeah, I took him. I threw that dart. Yep.
Okay. So then we go to Denny. He's getting Xavier Worthy.
Rookies.
He's the
Fast
rookie.
as lightning.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I watched. It was yesterday. I was watching some video footage of Xavier Worthy and some of the linebackers matching up, and he wasn't doing too hot.
Well, he drops a lot of balls.
Yeah, man. It was a couple of verses.
He'll put it together.
There was a couple versus videos, and every time he went out and the defender was on him, he was terrible.
Well, if you're physical with him, he's small. If you're physical with him,
like,
but did y'all see his 40?
Yeah, his 40 is ridiculous. Was it 4.2? Yeah. Ooh. How you get that fast? So that boy put some grease on his shoes.
I like the next pick.
So then, let's see. That's going to be my brother again. He's going to pick Tyjae Spears.
I was so happy he picked him.
Yeah, still James Conner there.
Was that a decision that you didn't want to make, or what?
No, that's because he left me James Conner. James Conner's a true number one until someone takes it from him.
Okay.
And Tyjae Spears and Pollard, I believe they're going to split 50-50.
Yeah,
I think Tyjae Spears has the more value.
So, yeah, they're talking about that split, and they're saying it's a 50-50 feel for them, too.
Yeah. Tyjae Spears had a great rookie year, and so much so they let Derrick Henry go. If Pollard gets hurt, Tyjae Spears is the man. But until then, it's going to be PPR 50-50. Both of them can catch the ball. Yeah. You just hope Tyjae Spears can pass block. If he does, he'll be on the field more.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Tony Pollard was not great at that.
Not good at it at all.
So after Joe's pick, old Foose, he picks up Dalton Kincaid.
Great pick.
Yeah, I like that
and
pick.
David Montgomery.
Yep.
I like both those picks.
I do too.
I like them both.
Because David Montgomery is that vulture like we talk about.
Yeah.
He's going to get them touchdowns.
As a matter of fact, I thought about taking a stack. I was kind of hoping he would fall to me because I wanted that Detroit Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery stack. Of course, it didn't happen. And Dalton Kincaid, we haven't talked about that before. He could possibly be tight end number 1.
All right, so then going back to Joe decided he wanted Evan Ingram.
Again, 4 years in a row. But, this year I'm excited about him because when Evan Ingram does good, Trevor Lawrence does good.
Yep.
And they're gonna if they have any brains at all in Jacksonville, they're gonna see that Evan Ingram needs the ball as much as possible, especially with the receiver. They only have one true number 1.
One proven one now.
Yeah.
I've never believed in Gabe Davis. I remember those years Gabe Davis going 4th and 5th round. I was like, these people are insane.
Kirk is good, but
I've seen what they're doing in Jacksonville with the rookie, but Evan Ingram led tight ends in receptions last year in the PPR. You get him that way. It's
I just
awesome.
need more touchdowns from him. That's the only
thing.
He
needs to score more. Yep.
All right, so Jeremy went with Brock Bowers right behind that.
I'm not opposed to it or for it. I mean, he's just. It's almost like he's an empty vessel.
Yeah.
Okay, the value's there.
Are they running? I don't know if they're running 11 personnel, 12 personnel. So like with Kyle Pitts. Like you saw it last year with 12 personnel, you said Jonnu Smith on the line, and then you had Kyle Pitts in the slot or an X or a Y. And I think you're going to see a lot of the same thing in Las Vegas this year with Brock Bowers. I think you're going to have Mayer on the line, and then you're going to have Brock Bowers and 12 personnel probably in the slot or something, and you're going to have Devontae outside. And they're going to have to depend on it. If Brock Bowers, if they run 12 personnel and he's outside like that, then I like this value. But you don't know what they're doing because there's not much information out there right now. So that's something I would have liked to watch the preseason before I take a chance on Brock Bowers.
Right. All right, so then Denny goes back to his rookie season. He's going with Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm looking at it. I just don't feel like I know where his value is.
He was great.
He's listed as wide receiver 3.
He was great at Florida State, but he just wasn't polished.
He's having a heck of a time catching the ball right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So Chad came around behind that.
I have to have mobile quarterbacks. Kyler Murray sitting there, and I believe in him this year. When he's been healthy, he's never finished lower than 8th, and I take him that soon. I'm gonna take him.
So on the way back around, I was going to take Kyler Murray because I saw 4 or 5 teams in here only have one quarterback.
So why'd you choose Evan Ingram?
Because I thought Kyler Murray was coming back.
He thought it was coming back
because nobody was picking. They had one quarterback. Nobody was looking at that. So later on in the draft, as you guys saw, I got like 5 quarterbacks because I went on a run because someone's going to have to come to me now for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Boy.
I was wondering what you were going through. We talked about this. I said
he's trying to trade them off.
I was like, because later on in the draft, you started going quarterbacks, and I was like, what is going on here?
Because everybody has one. So let me see if I can't get to it real quick.
KJ behind that decides he's going to go defense.
Thank you, brother.
That boy had to have it. He had to have it.
Thank you, bro.
He said 49ers.
He loves that D.
And then Whitstine, he wanted him a quarterback right there, so he went Joey B, Joe Burrow.
If he can stay healthy,
that's so good.
I think it's a good pick for the timing. And like you said, it's just cross your fingers and hope you don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Patton goes with Tony Pollard.
Yeah, 50-50.
And then look, this is what I don't like. This is your running backs: Jacobs, Jonathan Brooks, Tony Pollard.
Yep. Only one bell cow. The rest of them are in shares.
Hey, come with me. Hey, Patton, come with me with some trade offers, bro.
There you go. Clay goes with Zach Moss.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
And then I went with Dak Prescott.
Only outperformed Mahomes last year.
So here's the thing. I was dreading this, like you said. I was like, if I wait one more turn, that boy ain't gonna be there. Mm-hmm. And he was actually the quarterback I was targeting. through all my mock drafts and everything else. And we're going to conclude after this round right here, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my next pick was, and it was Jaden Daniels. And the reason is, like you said, you know, I felt he's my future. Like Jaden Daniels, I feel like there's my risk, and Dak Prescott's my floor. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went with double running backs at the top of that.
Double quarterbacks, yeah.
So, because I felt like if I picked a running back or anybody there like Nick Chubb or James, you know, Javonte Williams, coming back around, I'd have lost him.
So I have a question for you.
Yep.
Since we just went through that, I mean, we went further down. I mean, out of all your draft picks, what do you think was your best value?
Probably Tank Dell, where I got him at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a best value?
Of course, Christian McCaffrey, but
so other than my first one or two picks, it's either going to be, if he can stay healthy, Christian Watson or Zay Flowers.
I love that Christian Watson pick. I wanted him so bad.
I got him in the 10th round.
I know it. And honest to God, like if you doing mocks, that's where he's going, and I think that's insane. I thought later on, I went and got Khalil Shakir. I went and got the number 1 for Buffalo. That was a good pick. And value-wise, that was probably my favorite out of all of them, because I think he could win a league for me.
Instead of picking the defense or a kicker, which I never do, I picked for value since I saw everybody hit, like 5 teams had one quarterback. I went on a quarterback run, and I just hogged them all. I got Jared Goff, Christian Kirk, Jordan Love. Someone's got to come see me. So instead, I can just play the waiver wire before the season starts on a kicker and a defense, and play the defense according to the offense they're playing.
Right.
Someone's got to come see me for Jared Goff.
Is there somebody you wanted you didn't get? Really? Like you said, I want this guy so bad.
Yes. I wanted Devontae Adams.
Did you?
I did. And I didn't think he was going anywhere near round 2.
Yeah.
Like, because he was drafted in my mocks like 4 or 5.
Second most targeted wide receiver last year.
Man,
and he's getting disrespected.
And that is the only reason I wanted him, because it's a PPR league. Not because he doesn't have a quarterback, because they're going to throw that boy the ball.
Yeah,
it was like, when he picked him, I was like, did you just really do that?
Yeah. There's 2 that I wanted.
Who's that?
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
I would have fought for him, man, but I thought he was going to go later.
He may need a quarterback.
You got Khalil Shakir. I believe that dude is going to take over as the number 1 in Buffalo.
Yep.
I wanted. I went in, and I'm kicking myself because I did take Kyler Murray. I wanted Jaden Daniels.
No, see, if I'd let him go back around, you may have got him.
I would have gotten him.
I think you made a good pick. I think you made a good pick.
So do I.
I think Kyler Murray is going to be the best version we've seen of Kyler Murray.
So do I, but like I've seen
the upside for Jaden Daniels is there.
Have you seen? Yeah, I've seen.
He looks great, man.
They if y'all watched that preseason game in the joint practices, Sauce Gardner went up to him and said, "You are going to be great." He went up to him, like Sauce Gardner, the cornerback for the Jets. Like he went up to him and said, "You're going to be great."
He just needs to take some weight gainer or some creatine, man. He'll be good to go.
Start drinking water.
Yeah. Hey, I posted a couple videos on my story on Facebook. We were having draft day. Hey, we were all having fun. We had a couple drinks, but like when draft hard, like it got silent here. We took it serious. Infinite Ways, congratulations, you won.
Yeah, you got your Marvin Mims jersey. We'll be reaching out to you, get your information, and we're going to be sending that straight to you. All right, so until next time, I'm Nic Tate.
Joe Caldero.
And the Channel Act.
And we're out.